everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial. And today we are painting the all-new Arkanyst Evaluator. Yes, here he is, the all-new Arkanyst Evaluator for the Leagues of Votann. Sent to me early by Games Workshop to build up and paint with all of you, and that is exactly what we are going to be doing today. So a massive thank you goes out to them for doing that, and, well, we're just going to jump in and we're going to start painting him. Now, he's been primed in grey here, and the colour we're going to be using first is Black Legion. And we're going to be applying this over the top of, well, quite a few different details. So firstly, we're going to apply this over top of the large, I guess you'd call it the sort of housing for all of the cabling for the weapon around here. There's a little ring at the front of the energy housing on the gun itself as well. Just in there at the base of the, well, the sort of zappy thing. We're going to apply this over top of the boots. And we're also going to apply this over the top of the backpack. With all of that Black Legion applied, we're then going to take some Cygor Brown. And we're going to apply this over top of, again, quite a few details. So we're going to be applying this over top of the gloves and the apron, both front and back. And you might be thinking, hold on, it's red. But it's a very dark red. How does painting it brown help first? Well, you'll just have to wait and see. Once that Cygor Brown is fully dry, what we're going to do is we're going to take a roughly 1-to-1 mix of Flesh Terror's Red and Lahmian Medium. And we're going to apply this over the top. So with that all done, we're now going to take some Soulbright Grey. And we're going to apply this over the top of his, I guess it's a hat. And we're going to apply this over the top of his robe. With that all done, we're then going to take some Kroxigor Scales. And we're going to apply this over the top of, well, it's going to be the sort of turquoisey bit. So we're going to apply this over the top of the shoulders. And we're going to apply this over the top of his visor. And we're going to apply this over the top of the blast shield of the weapon. With that Kroxigor Scales all applied, we then take some Terradon Turquoise and we apply this over the top. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some Coelia Greenshade. And we're going to apply this over the top of the what will be the greenish cream. So it's going to be the casing of the weapon just here, the remaining parts of the blast shield on the gun at the front, and also the top over the two large dome parts on the sides of the backpack. So with that all done, we're then going to take some Blood Angels Red. And we're going to apply this over the top of two cables. One being this large one over the top of the backpack, and the other being one of the little ones, on the underside of the backpack. Sticking with the cables, we're going to take some Imperial Fist. I'm going to apply this over the top of this large cable here on the underside. And for our final cable on the backpack, we're going to take some Talassar Blue and apply this over the top. And so with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Iron Warriors, and we're going to apply this over the vast majority of the remaining details. And there is going to be some alternate metallics, and there's a couple of things we're not going to be applying this over the top of. So for example, we're not going to be applying this over the top of the cabling in the gun, or the energy at the end of the gun. But otherwise, doesn't really matter if you get this over the top of the rest of these details, because we're going to go over it with some different metallic colours. So with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Runelord Brass, and we're going to plate this over the top of, well, all the areas I haven't done. So this canister right here, the large pipe on the weapon, we've got the little kind of caps and things, as well as these kind of energy coils. Just like this. And so with that all done, we're now going to take some Nuln Oil, and we're going to apply this over the top of all the silver, all of the black, and we're going to apply this over the top of those remaining cables, just in here, like that. With all that Nuln Oil applied, we're now going to take some Agrax Earthshade, and we're going to apply this over the top of all of our Runelord Brass. And so with that all done, our Arkanyst Evaluator is now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready. He's looking pretty good. However, we're not going to leave him there, of course not. We're going to take him to the next level. We're going to do this by adding some layers and some highlights. Now the first of these is going to be a layer, and it's going to be some thinned down Corax White. And we're going to apply this over the top of all of the coat and his hat. It's nice and simple. And what we're going to do is we're going to avoid all of the recesses here to get that lovely shading that the Soulbright Grey has already given us. So with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down white scar, and we're going to use this to highlight all of those white details, just picking out all those lovely edges and folds in the coat and hat. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Word Bearer's Red. I'm going to use this to highlight the apron and the gloves. So with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Lupercal Green, and we're going to thin it down just a little bit more than we would normally, sort of 3 or 4 parts water to 1 part Lupercal Green. And we're going to use this to glaze out and smooth out any of the inconsistencies that we might have in our tealy sort of Terradon Turquoise and Kroxigor Scales areas. So with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Sons of Horus green, and we're going to use this to highlight those darker tealy, turquoisey, Kroxigor Scalesy areas. And then next up, we're going to take some thinned down Deepkin Flesh. I'm going to use this to relayer all of our kind of Coelia Greenshade panels to give us that sort of lovely Votann greenish creamish. And then for a second time in this video, we're going to take some thinned down white scar. Only this time we're going to use this to highlight the greenish creamish. So with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Dawnstone. I'm going to use this to highlight all the black details. With all that Dawnstone applied, we're then going to take some thinned down Administratum Grey. I'm going to use this to add some little spot highlights to the black. Like that sort of thing. However, what we are also going to do with it is going to use this over the top of the cables as well, that we did with the Nuln Oil. So with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Ironbreaker and use this to highlight all the silver details. With that Ironbreaker all applied, we then take some thinned down Canoptek Alloy and we use this to highlight the brass. So with that all done, it's now time to colour in the lenses and that energy, but not all at the same time. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some Blood Angels Red and we're going to apply this over top of this little lens here. Like so. And on the back, I'm going to apply this over top of this lens here. Like so. And the middle button just up here. And with that all done, we're then going to take some Ork Flesh and we're going to apply this over the top of this little lens down here. Like that. We've got the button on the right hand side here. And we've got the screen on the inside of the gun. And with that all done, we then take some Imperial Fist and we apply this over top of the remaining buttons on the front and the little kind of diode on the top of the backpack up here. And so with that all done, to finish him off, what we're going to do is we're going to take a roughly 2 parts Lahmian Medium to 1 part Terradon Turquoise mix. And we're going to apply this over the top of the coruscating energy on the weapon. But what we're going to do is we're going to use this to basically highlight the inside edge of all the coils as well. And that's not really a full highlight, but what we're doing here is we're just going to add like a little bit of a reflection just by catching the inside edges like that over the top of where we've highlighted with the silver and the Canoptek Alloy. And so with that base complete in the same style as the rest of the Leagues of Votann, our Arkanyst Evaluator is now finished. And, well, I think he looks pretty cool. I really enjoyed painting this one. He's just a little diddy guy that's just, well, it's just pretty simple to put together, basically. I'm a big fan of that sort of dark brown red. I think that looks really, really cool as well. Might be using that in a couple of other things coming up soon, I think. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so by heading to patreon.com/Warhipster, just like all of these wonderful, amazing people have done. And alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button below, exactly like these fabulous folks have done, scrolling up on the screen before you. There are so many of you out there that it really takes my breath away, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you do, as without you I wouldn't be able to keep making these Contrast Plus videos. And if you really like this video and you want to send me a little thanks, just click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.